Okay, I've got my John Deere 3020 propane tractor, and I just went through and replaced all the wiring on it. Right here, I'll show you the original wires that came out of it. Probably can't see it that well, but so you can see it was a big mess. Ends were broken. You can see some wires in here. I don't know if it's going to show up or not. That have broken insulation, bare wires. Just a real mess. And when I saw this, I thought it was a big fire risk. It had a couple breakers in it, but it doesn't have traditional fuses. And I wanted to go through and redo all this. The tractor it would start okay, but it would, lag a little bit. So I decided to take this project on. And here on the tractor, I'll start up front. Alternator, 12 volt alternator, main power to the battery. You got a little tube plug on here. This is a GM alternator. The small wire goes to the ignition switch, and when you key that switch on, it'll energize the alternator and allow it to start generating power. This other wire, you just loop it around and put it on the post that goes back to the battery. This wire was all done in insulation. This is some high temp insulation, and it's zip tied up here to my fuel lines, and it goes back around. Down here, this is the coil right here, and this is a resistor. So this wire comes in from the ignition switch, and then this wire goes to the coil, and there's another wire right there, that white wire, and that wire is coming in from the starter. And so when you energize the starter, it provides full voltage to the coil for easy starting. Keep in mind that the wire colors that you're seeing on this are not the original wiring. So if you're looking for a blue wire or a green wire, it's probably not the same ones in the manual, because I just completely stripped everything out and started over from scratch. And then let me walk around to the other side of the tractor. Over here is your starter. Battery, positive battery cable. This is the wire coming in from the alternator. This wire right here is coming in from my ignition switch when it's in the start position. This other wire over here is the wire that goes over to the coils. It goes across there to the coils, provides full 12 volts when you're trying to start it. Here's my ignition switch, just a generic ignition switch from the hardware store for about 10 bucks. And then this is a just toggle switch for the lights. Pull this out so you can see it. This is a small 4 fuse box, sealed. These are for motorcycles. I think it's Cycle Terminal I got that from. And then just a generic relay for my lights. Pull it out of the way, and you can see here my wire looms are all in this insulated stuff to protect them from getting pinched or heat. So the wires for the starter safety switch and for the lights, they come back here. You can see this one right here. They come back here. The starter safety switch is over here on the right side of the tractor by the transmission. And this all splits off for my lights. My lights are just wired either to be on or off. You can see the insulation that I'm running all these wires in to protect them. So here's the ones that come over here along the axle. They come up the fender through the support, and they come out right here. So that's the basic wiring of the tractor. 7 wires plus lights will get these things running. So there's not much to them, and you shouldn't be too worried about screwing something up, because you can't really screw them up. It's the most basic system you got. So anyway, that's my overview of my new wiring job. When I started last night, it kicked right off and didn't do a slow grind like it's, trying to start. I mean, it just, bam, just like that, just fired right off. So there's really not much to them. And if you got any questions, let me know. Thanks, bye.